How Portugal overthrew a dictatorship with flowers, the Carnation Revolution. On the morning of April 25, 1974, a song played on Portuguese radio. It wasn't a military march or a call to arms, it was a love song. E Depois do Odeus, by Paulo de Carvalho. To most people, it sounded like a normal broadcast. But for a small group of military officers, that song was a signal, the revolution had begun. This is the story of how Portugal ended nearly 50 years of dictatorship. Without a single shot fired in anger. For much of the 20th century, Portugal was ruled by an authoritarian regime known as the Estado Novo, or New State. It was founded by Antonio de Oliveira Salazar, a professor turned prime minister who believed in discipline, nationalism, and silence. Under Salazar, political opposition was crushed. The press was censored. Secret police arrested dissidents. And when Salazar fell ill in the late 1960s, his regime lived on under his successor, Marcelo Caetano. At the same time, Portugal was locked in 3 colonial wars in Africa, in Angola, Mozambique, and Guinea-Bissau. Young Portuguese men were being sent abroad to fight wars most of them didn't believe in. And Portugal was becoming increasingly isolated and economically stagnant. Tensions were rising, and not just among civilians. Even the military had had enough. In secret, a group of army captains formed the Movimento das Forças Armadas, or MFA, the Armed Forces Movement. Their goal wasn't power, it was democracy. On April 25, 1974, they made their move. At 12:20 a.m., the first signal went out, that love song on the radio. At 5:30 a.m., a second song played, Grandola, Vila Morena, a banned protest song by Zeca Afonso. That was the green light. Troops moved into Lisbon, took over key positions, the airport, the TV station, the ministries, and demanded Caetano's resignation. But here's the incredible part, there was no civil war. No mass violence. People took to the streets, not with weapons, but with flowers. A woman handed a red carnation to a soldier. He placed it in his rifle barrel. Soon, thousands of soldiers did the same. Guns filled with flowers, not bullets. By the end of the day, the dictatorship was finished. Caetano surrendered. The regime collapsed. And Portugal began its transition to democracy, free speech, free elections, and a future without empire. The Carnation Revolution, as it came to be known, was one of the most peaceful revolutions in modern history. Not a single shot was fired in combat. The only deaths were from the secret police resisting arrest. And today, April 25th is celebrated as Freedom Day in Portugal, a public holiday that marks the day a dictatorship fell to music, unity, and carnations. If you enjoy stories like this, powerful moments hidden in plain sight, subscribe to Real Quick History. We uncover the fast, surprising turns that shaped the world.